All right, so went to get in the Integra, went to go drive it to get some gas, and this is what I'm getting. That's it. That's all I'm getting from this thing. All right, so the Integra, you've seen that it was clicking. So I'm gonna put a battery tester on it to see the battery. We put it on a charge overnight, so we'll see what it is. So we're gonna use my top-down battery tester, alternator tester here. So we're gonna hook this up and we're gonna see what the voltage is, okay? So obviously this one's positive. Corey's got these all mixed up here. He's got the black here, but the red for the negative, which it should have been positive, but oh well. Okay. And battery tester, so it's showing 12.43 volts. Okay. So we're gonna hit enter. We're gonna hit battery test. Okay. And we're gonna hit cold cranking amps. Yes. So 500 cold cranking amps. So we're gonna double check, make sure 500 cold cranking amps right there. So we're good there. Okay. So we're gonna hit enter and we're gonna do a test on the battery, make sure the battery's good. It's testing. And it says good battery, healthy 100%, charged 70%, 12.42 volts, which that's good. Internal, 5.41 milliamps, and then rated 500 cold cranking amps. So we have a good battery, okay? So that's not the issue, okay? Let's throw the jump pack on it just to see. Okay, I charged this overnight, so we should be good. We'll hook the negative, and then we'll hook the positive up here. We should be getting a little spark here. There we go. Let's turn it on. Okay, so it's on. Battery, good. Okay, let's go see if we can give it a start. Because the other day, it started up with the jumper pack on it, which I didn't understand why. But let's see if we get more than just a click. All right. All right, make sure we're neutral. Parking brakes up. All right. This is good. Clutch in. Nothing. We're getting just a click. All right, so that didn't work. All right. Well, we're hearing a click from the starter, so we know that we're getting power from there to the starter, okay? So let's take this off of here. And that off, okay? Now you can check from here. You can check and see if you're having power to the starter, okay? So that's what we're gonna do next. All right, so there you go. We got 12.3 volts, okay? So now we're gonna check the starter, make sure that we have power going there, which we do. 12.29 volts, so we have the same amount of volts going from the battery here, okay? 12.29, and right here, 12.29, okay? So that's good. So we're getting connection from our battery. Our battery's good, okay? We're getting connection from our battery to our starter. So that's checked off, okay? So next would be to check some of your fuses in here and see. We can start with this one here. Get this one out of here. We can check with some of these. All right, see which one's here. So radio, condenser fan, cooling fan, okay, heater, motor, power window, internal light, everything works on that. Sunroof works, horn stop works, hazards work, okay, condenser. This is a 100 amp for the battery, but if this was gone, we wouldn't be getting power to anything in the car, okay? This is what connects this to this right here, and then it goes through there. So I think we're good there, okay? All right, so all the fuses check out underneath here. So now what we need to do is go underneath the hood, or underneath the passenger side over here, and we'll start testing some of those. I want to test the ignition. I want to test the starter because it's not actually cranking, it's just a click. Okay, so some of those are some of the ones that I want to check down here. So right down here, you can see your fuse panel right there. I know we got some wires for the wideband and all that, and all that stuff, but that needs to go back up there. But other than that, let's check some of these and let's see what I found out. All right, so I pulled the starter out right there. You can see the clutch right there, the yellow clutch. That's the ACT clutch in there. So there's the bolts right there, the bottom one, the big long one, and then the top one. Okay, and then you got your ground right there, and then your positive right on the top right there. Okay, so I'm gonna take this up to O'Reilly's, and we're gonna do a bench test and see if this is good, because I've checked ignition, I've checked the starter, I've checked all the fuses, I've checked power to the starter, I've checked everything on this car, and it's still just clicking. I'm getting an ignition because it's clicking the starter, and I hear the clunk, but it's not doing anything. And this was, Corey ordered this on eBay, so I don't know. It's not a name brand or anything. It's just a manual GSR starter. Okay, so we're gonna take this up and we're gonna get it tested. All right, so I got back from O'Reilly's and I tested this starter. The starter was good. I was getting power from it. So I checked the ignition. I checked everything for this thing. I could not figure out what it was at, what it was. The main relay was clicking. I had fuel pump. I had fuel pressure. I had everything. I had battery. I tested the battery. I had 12 volts. I could not figure out what it was. The starter was clicking. It was clicking, clicking, clicking. It would not start. Okay. So I tested. I checked all my connections here. This is all tight. Got this all tight. This tight too. Still doing the same thing. So what I did was I followed the starter wire right here, which comes up, okay, and it comes up right here and it goes into here. So I've got one of these splitters on here. So I picked this up and I did the little screw thingy and found out that the wires for the starter were corroded. So I cut it and I spliced it back and I put it on there, and so we'll see if she starts up. Okay, hopefully that was the problem, because it was corroded, and I don't know, just started on Friday, this problem, but hopefully I got it fixed. Hopefully I got it fixed. Let's see if I get a click or I get a start. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. She started right up. Yeah, buddy. So I checked all the fuses. I checked all the fuses down there. All of them were good. So those were good. Starter was good. Fuel pump was good. Ignition was good. I was getting power. Starter, everything. I was getting a click, so I knew it wasn't the ignition. I was getting a click from the starter. The starter tested good at O'Reilly's. So I had to go from there and say, okay, so at O'Reilly's, we were getting power to the starter and it was going, okay? But here in the car, it wasn't getting power. I mean, it was, but it wasn't getting a good connection, because even with the jump pack on it, it still didn't want to start. Jumping it from the car, from my Honda Civic, it still didn't want to start. Tested the battery. The battery was tested bad last night, but we jumped it, put it on the battery charger. The battery charger, you know, charged it up. Says it was good this morning. You've seen on there, it said good battery, 12.73 volts. So that's what you should be getting from your battery. And there you go. So check your connections, check your fuse box, check all your connections, check your ignition. Make sure your main relay down here, okay, your main relay, the white box, right? Let's see if I can get you down there. You can see the gray box with the white connector right there. That's your main relay. You should be hearing a click from that. When you click over the key once, you should be hearing a click, click, and that means your main relay is working, okay? Let's turn it off. And let's try to start it up again and see if she starts up. There you go. And it's got a better crank than last time, because remember in the tuning video, I said that it was cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking, and then it would start. See how much better that was? So that kind of gave me a clue of not getting good enough power to the starter. Plus the fuel pump, we needed to prime the fuel pump for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, I don't know what it is. But my tuner went through all my stuff, made sure everything was good. He did some minor adjustments, but everything is good with the car, is tuned, ready to go. And we got 14.6, 14.7 volts, or AFR. So that's perfect for 93 octane. All right, so for 2 days now, I've been trying to get the Integra started, and now it finally starts. Got it all good to go. Tuning's done, the wrap's done, the interior's done. So stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna be going for a drive, and we're gonna be doing a final reveal of the Salvage Integra GSR V18C1 all motors. So if you like this video and it helped you out, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JC Motor Garage. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to help you out. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on JC Motor Garage.